Hello again, everyone. Welcome back. My name's Glen, a school teacher who dropped everything to come pursue a professional tango career here in Buenos Aires. 4 years and counting. Today, I had a private class with my dance partner, Apsara Alvarez, and one of my favorite teachers, Jimena Hofner. Amazing dancer. I've been taking classes with her for 4 years, ever since I arrived. And before she was famous, because man, I just knew there was something about her dance and her attention to detail, attention to technique that was right up my alley. Because for me, technique's really important. I think I just said technica. I meant to say technique. That's the word in English. And I loved it. For me, instead of going to the movies or having a wonderful gourmet dinner, I'd rather spend the money on a private tango class. Because I've said it time and time again, tango's an iceberg, and beneath the surface, you just don't know how big it is or how deep it goes. And with Apsara and I still trying to form our pareja, our dance partnership, there's always room for improvement and tips to get from a full-time professional tango dancer, someone who dances both salon and escenario, stage tango. And it was interesting for me. I've had a few friends say, Glen, basta, ya, enough's already, stop. Why are you wasting your money on classes? You need to find your own style, your own dance, your own tango. Don't become a clone, etc., etc., etc. It's a very common theme you might hear. And the school teacher in me and the youth sports coach just disagrees. It's true, you don't want to become a clone. As an artist, you need to find your own dance. You need to find what works best for you. Because if you try copying exactly what your teacher does or a dancer that you like does, you're going to come off as false. It just looks artificial. En cambio, I'm trying to think the word in English. En cambio, I'm trying to think of the word in English. On the other hand, if you do what comes naturally and then you polish it so that it's yours, that's beautiful, and that's your real dance, your real tango. But that's more about aesthetic and personal taste. Technique, mechanics, I mean, that's nature, that's physics. We're humans, our human bodies have certain properties, certain defects, strong points and weak points. For example, I have a high arch in my foot, so I have to be aware of that with my dance, with my technique. But still, I need to practice my technique, or otherwise my dance isn't really going to improve. And the best way to do that is to work with people who are more or less experts in technique because they've put in the time through the years. And they dance full time. That's all they do, and they do it with one partner. And so dancing with only one partner really helps you to explore. I'm going to save that topic, having one specific dance partner, both either as an amateur for practice purposes or as a professional. I'll save that for another video because that's a very interesting topic. But today I'm going to focus on the importance of taking classes and also of sharing. So it's really going to be a part A, part B. I'm so glad I took this class today because I was doing minuscule errors, really just details that I didn't realize. That with Apsara's dance, it causes problems. Maybe it doesn't cause the problem with a teacher, with Jimena or another friend when I'm dancing with her, but with Apsara, maybe because of her size or her dance style, her dialect, it's more difficult for us. And Jimena literally she did some touch up, just a little brush here, a little brush here, and all of a sudden, Apsara and my dance was beautiful. Our caminata, our walk, was much longer. It was easier to switch from a super slow walk to a normal walk to a double time walk. We solved some problems with speed in our giros and my roque, and it was just a little thing that I was doing wrong or she was doing wrong, and it was so minuscule we just didn't notice it ourselves. And having an experienced pair of eyes watching us from the outside solved it. Like literally each problem, and there weren't that many, but there was a few, maybe took 2 minutes to explain, try and solve, and boom, all right, on to the next detail, the next exploration. And that's why I enjoy taking private classes every week. Even though I like to call myself a professional tango dancer, you never stop learning. Once you stop learning, you regress. And I think a teacher can never stop learning, should never stop learning, and that's what I strive to be as a tango teacher. So it was just amazing being able to explore with another professional, someone who has a lot more experience in this discipline than either Apsara or I, and man, it was just fun. I've done this in the past with Jimena as well, and I remember once I gave her, a really cool concept, and that was the woman leading the man from her followers role. And it was amazing. It was so fun. I blew her mind, and Fernando Carrasco, her dance partner, was also there, and it blew his mind too. He wasn't so receptive to it at first, but wow, it worked, and they were able to do it. And it was kind of funny that that seed came from me. And that leads me to my second part. In education with school teachers or youth coaching, from the little leagues, middle school, high school, even university, it doesn't matter if you're coaching a sport or teaching in a classroom, we have seminars, we have conferences, workshops. We invite our colleagues to share with us, to organize a workshop where they're the leader, maybe not the fountain of knowledge, but they're the leader, and there's a lot of collaboration going on, a lot of sharing ideas. And that's so important that really schools, our employers as school teachers, they mandate it. In the US, and I think this is true for every country, the government requires that you take X number of hours of workshops and training courses every 5 years to renew your teaching license. And with pro sports, it's the same thing. Sometimes if you want to coach at a certain level, or if you want to make a certain salary, you need to be certified by the Athletic Association, saying that you have taken X, Y, and Z coaching courses. And it's not, oftentimes has nothing to do with how well you play the sport, or how, for example, how good you are at math. If you want to look back in the school classroom, it's about how you can share that knowledge, transmit that information, and teach it to someone else. Because that's the goal. That's the objective of teaching a subject, or coaching a sport. And it's sad that we don't have more of that here in tango, or probably any social dance. There's so much competition that once you become professional, many folks are afraid that taking a class with someone else is a sign that you're not as good as those dancers, or you're not good enough yet to be a professional dancer or teacher if you're still taking classes. And that's a shame, because I don't think life works that way. And school teaching and coaching sports shows that. What would be wonderful to see here in Buenos Aires, Argentina, in North America, Europe, and Asia, I would love to see someday, if Tango can evolve and grow like this, is that you'll have colleague seminars, workshops on teaching, on pedagogy, where people get together and they help each other improve it. Not only as dancers, but also as teachers, showing strategies that work, that don't work, how to connect with your students, how to make your students strive to take more classes, to practice outside of tango, to really want to improve their dance, which would then improve the dance experience of the people they dance with. And I really wonder, does that even exist? I haven't seen it. I've danced on 4 continents, and as a teacher in Asia, we didn't see that either. What you did see was a lot of times after Milonga, we'd go out for the post-Milonga dinner or round of drinks, and that's when we would share our experiences. And that counts too. I definitely learned a lot from my more experienced colleagues in Asia when they shared their stories. But as far as having a formal setting where everyone gets together and they all have to share something, or putting 2 people from 2 different schools or cities together to resolve a hypothetical problem, maybe it's a common issue in a group dance class, for example, you don't see those situations, and I'd love to see that become the norm among dance teachers, because I really think not only would that improve their own teaching ability, it would also improve their dance ability, because you're picking up things along the way. Again, when you learn to teach, you become better at whatever skill you're teaching. I mean, that's a natural law. And I would love to see people learning how to become better at helping their own tango community grow. And I think that comes from collaboration. Now, maybe it's a matter of teachers from different cities, different countries, getting together, collaborating, helping each other out, and that way there's this sense of less competition. What would be wonderful is just to not feel that sense of competition. But it is a business, and in the world of professional dance, it's a reality. But I can't help but admit that the school teacher inside me is screaming. It'd be so wonderful to have that that concept of teacher workshops, teacher seminars, and collaboration, focusing on teaching strategies and learner strategies. So there you have it. Once again, I find dance as a professional tango dancer, dancing's not enough. It's really important also to become skilled at teaching. And I hope to see that come about very, very soon. Tango has really evolved leaps and bounds in the last 5-10 years, and I think it's going to continue evolving in leaps and bounds. And I really hope the next revolution will be on the teaching side of things. Thank you for watching. Feel free to comment below. No worries if you disagree. I would love to hear your comments. I'd love to get a discussion started. Teaching is my passion, and it's something I put a lot of importance into. I'd love to hear from you. Also, please visit my website and my written blog. Feel free to come there as well too. Share your own thoughts. And until next time, I'll see you in the milonga. Ciao. Hasta luego.